Hey guys, this is Squid Bear and Scott's Meyer, and we are
Hello.
about to react to Rings of Power, which, oh boy, here we go. Oh God, help us all.
Let's get this
Let's
over
rip the
with. I
band-aid
mean,
off. Let's get this over with.
many red flags, but let's see what more
Yeah.
red flags they can wave at us. This
Okay,
might as well be the
now
revolution.
let the torture begin.
We thought the war, at last, was ended.
Yes, we did for the Ring of Power.
Today, our days of peace begin.
Oh, Galadriel's actually not gonna fight. Oh,
We
great.
thought our joys would be unending. We thought our light would never dim.
Oh, the light. What is it with him using light? What is it? It's strange. Black Force.
It is yet Galadriel.
Oh my God.
Moment we feared.
On the works, based.
Beast.
Evil does not sleep. It waits.
Beyond the darkest, tempting shadow, to bury us all beneath the mountain.
He has not one name, many.
If you heard of him, lad, if you heard of Sauron,
Wait, I thought Sauron. Wait, is this for Yeah, this is. Is this supposed to be taking place before the Alliance of Men? Because was that in the Third Age? Like at the beginning, Third Age.
The show is loosely based on appendices set during the Second Age of Middle Earth.
They feel like he's returning, but isn't that what the third, near the end of the Third Age is supposed to be about?
Right, yeah, if I remember correctly, the first stage is the creation and the settlement of Middle Earth. Second age is everyone living in then Sauron's gradual rise to power. It was during the first stage that Morgoth and the ancestor of Shelob, the ancestor of Shelob
About that we defeated
destroyed
them.
the
We've defeated. So wait,
they
it's supposed to be
defeated
Sauron's
Morgoth.
rise to power.
Let me explain. So, during the events of the Silmarillion, Morgoth, who Sauron owes his allegiance to, destroyed this Tree of Light with Shelob's ancestor, and then Morgoth was defeated. Morgoth is so big, he makes Sauron look like a little
Yeah, I know. But
So
we're talking about this. Are they?
This is set after the defeat of Morgoth. Yes,
I know.
and Sauron's rise to power.
Is this like his rise or his return? Yeah.
It's his rise.
So,
his
so
return.
far, they're being faithful or not?
Depends on what you mean by faithful. I mean, certainly, from what I've heard, they're borrowing some loose stories. In fact, I heard that the Amazon team didn't even get the rights to adapt the Silmarillion. What they have managed to get their hands on are some notes and from
But
the
trailer.
appendices
Wait,
in the second age.
may I interrupt?
By all means, go ahead.
But what we just seen, they're saying that the war is already over. Are they talking about the war between Morgoth? Because there was a war between Morgoth, right?
They have to be talking about Morgoth. Sauron's going to be a major character in this show, so it has to be referring to the defeat of Morgoth.
I'm sorry, I'm being a little cynical. I'm just because, and rightfully so, right?
I mean, I honestly, this show's received a lot of backlash for being disrespectful to the Tolkien lore, but I mean, give it a chance. I mean, at least in some aspects, I assume they're trying.
Yeah, I do. The visuals are so far good, and at least the production value is great so far.
Oh, aye.
All right, let's continue. blade?
That blade, that looks like, if I'm not mistaken, the way it's formed, it kind of looks like a Nazgul blade. That might be a bit of a stretch.
That's what I'm saying, a Morgul blade. A Morgul blade.
Morgul blade, yeah. It looks like it.
So, how does this boy have the ability to transform or to tap into a Morgul blade?
It's probably not a Morgul blade. That's the best reason I can give.
You've read Silmarillion, which I've read only a little bit of it, like the prologue. So, wouldn't you know more about this, or is this completely made up?
I mean, I've heard rumors that most of it they're pretty much making up, but again, they are taking notes, but a lot of it they're pretty much making up on the spot.
So
like,
this is completely made up. Right here.
I would assume so, but I
And
could
it would
be
make
wrong.
sense because this boy should have no power over this evil blade.
To the best of my knowledge, I don't recall a boy with like a blade.
Unless, and also, wasn't it that the Nazgul were? It wasn't until like weren't the Kings of Men the first Nazgul?
The Kings of Men were the first Nazgul, so I
So
suppose.
what the hell is this boy doing in a Nazgul blade?
Maybe he got king to be king prematurely. I don't know.
Whatever. I don't know.
I mean,
If they say that he's a descent or its ancestor to them, then that's still more bullshit.
it might not be a Morgul blade, but
The evil rising is left unchecked.
Okay, we're gonna forge the ring. So can we? If this was actually gonna be good, which I do like the Shadow of Mordor game, I would love if, like, remind me, forgot his name, the one who forged the ring.
it was Sauron who forged the rings of power to
No,
begin
also
with.
the elf who did it for Sauron in the game.
Sauron. In the game, oh man, I need to get my hands on playing Shadow of Mordor at some point. But Galadriel
Because
is one
I
of the
think
rings.
that honestly, but to be honest, that would probably be way better than this, or more.
Yeah.
Because I think that Sauron, actually it was that elf who did the ring, who forged the other rings of power. So he should definitely be in this because this is called the Rings of Power.
Right. Honestly, I need to do
supposed
my.
to be forging all the rings, like 3 to the elves, 7 to the dwarf, and 9 to the rings of Kings of Men. And actually, so that means the Kings of Men are gonna be in this. So what is that little boy doing with an Nazgul blade?
I mean, again, it might not be the Morgul blade, but it looks like one.
Because I feel like this show, then it's called The Rings of Power, so it has to be the beginning of, like, the prologue to Lord of the Rings.
It is.
It has to be, like, by the end of the show, they'll probably get to the alliance of the kings of elves and men and dwarves.
Mm.
Or was it just
men
and elves?
Or in the
men
book,
and elves
was it formed an alliance against Sauron? Yes.
Was it dwarves too in the book?
No, the elves and men were the ones who formed an alliance against Sauron.
Just making sure.
Yes.
It will take us all. Find the light, and the shadow will not find you.
Voice like shadow.
Together we can survive this! Fight with me.
Black elf.
Each of us must decide who we shall be.
There can be no trust between hammer and rock. Eventually, one or the other.
You have been told many lies of Middle
Line, that
Video.
last line, you've been told many lies of Middle Earth. Oh, Tolkien is already
Many
going to
lies
the
about-
grave.
Lies about Middle Earth. We're gonna correct you on that.
Yes, there are definitely black dwarves and black elves and black people in Middle Earth. Black men.
I
They're
mean,
definitely.
I'm open to the
And
idea
also,
that they were.
may I suggest that Morgoth actually did create she-orcs. And there will definitely be an extended edition of the extended editions of Lord of the Rings where there'll be she-orcais.
She Urukais. Their armor is even thicker than the men.
I have seen many wars. I will not be frightened by. I will not be hesitant to defend my own keep. I know how to defend my own keep.
Amen to that.
Seriously,
I mean,
like,
I'm open to the idea of elves, men, and dwarves moving up from down south, because that's usually where you get darker skin tones. But you have a dwarf character.
I mean, but
in Moria, and she has darker skin, even despite the fact that she lives under a mountain.
yes, that's the general. And also, may I say one tiny thing about like genetics, because
Yeah.
black people don't have the same hair as white people, or like, so how does that make sense when, like, how does that even make sense? Like, even if there are southern, like, more black, or like, more, and the sun would have to be like very dense down there, like very impactful down there, like, but still, how would that have anything to do with genetics?
I would assume that the people from down south mingled with some of the people who lived in regular Middle Earth to make people of like mixed races. Hence the reason why they'll have like mixed hair, mixed skin. So that's my educated
But
guess.
I will say this: if Sauron will be in this, like, in Shadow of War, they did reveal that there's a misconception that Sauron in Lord of the Rings, that he was this big, bulking, like, even nostalgic, it's like he's like Hulk, instead of like
Sauron have explosive
Sorry,
diarrhea.
he's like this big, hulking, like, Hulk, and also, but nostalgic was right that he was this manipulator, but that is his battle armor. And in Shadow of War, we did see his like elvish, like beautiful, like like his persona, like as like his form. So possibly we could see that in the show, possibly, and maybe more goth, because that would be nice to see in the public. But under these circumstances, honestly, I'd rather be tempted by the ring, or at least stabbed by a ring wraith and become a Nazgul.
A bold statement. Perhaps if this wasn't Lord of the Rings themed, I'm sure the show would have done fine. It would have included so many people. They're making this world. It's exciting. Like, if this wasn't based on Lord of the Rings, I'm sure people would really get into it. But because it is based on Lord of the Rings, there's like some inconsistencies with the lore. That this isn't a matter of which race we prefer to be in what. This is just respecting the lore. That's all we're trying to say here.
I wonder how they're not I wonder how, like, the Silmarillion will be, like, represent